The Stones of Muncaster Cathedral by Robert Westall.
Put him in number 3 interview room, George. Get your hands off me. You just sit there, sir. Where do you start this blasted thing, George?
Watch ready, sir.
Oh, I hate these machines. Oh, well, here goes. I am Detective Sergeant Hugh Allardyce, attached to Muncaster Central Police Station. We're in interview room number 3 at Muncaster Central. Also present is Detective Constable George Hughes. I'm interviewing... Would you give me your full name and date of birth?
Josiah Clarke, steeplejack.
Ask for your date of birth, sir, not your profession.
Oh. 1st of March, 1957.
So, you're a steeplejack by trade, sir?
Look, am I under arrest or not?
Oh, no, sir. You're at present helping us with our inquiries into the suspicious death of Simon Willoughby, aged 10.
But I don't know any kid called Simon Willoughby.
So you say, sir. But he fell to his death from a tower you were working on. You were up there, sir, after dark, yelling like a lunatic. Maybe you took him up there, sir.
Yeah.
Maybe he just fell by accident.
That's crap. I don't have to take this from you. I can just walk out of here.
No, I wouldn't advise that, sir. But let's start off with an easier question, shall we? It wasn't you who first saw the body lying on the cathedral roof, was it?
No. It was my mate. I was sent to a rusty pulley. There's oil in it. We wanted to bring some stuff up, but the ice was very stiff.
And did you fail to look round because you already knew the body was there? I mean, did you want your mate to see it first?
It wasn't like that.
Huey, a word.
Can it wait, sir? We've just started.
I'd like a word with you outside, please.
Interview interrupted at 11:31. For God's sake, sir, I was just getting him going. He's all over the place. You're just giving him time to gather his wits.
It's not on, Huey. They've just rung up Thurwood Hospital and checked with the staff. Joe Clarke was there all night at his own son's bedside. His wife was with him. Staff looking in every half hour. He's got a cast-iron alibi.
Yeah, but he could have driven into town. He can drive a long way in half an hour.
He left his car at the cathedral when our lads picked him up. Forget him, Huey. He's got a better alibi than you or I have.
This is crackers. He's in this up to his neck. Jumpy as hell. 10 more minutes and he'll be blabbing it all out.
I don't care what he blabs. He's not guilty and we know it. Now lay off, Huey.
But he knows something, I tell you.
Then that makes him a witness, not a suspect. And a witness of some respect in this town. Just make sure you treat him as such. Be very careful, Huey. You land yourself in it, you're on your own.
Oh, he's in it. Up to his bloody neck. So, you were at the hospital last night?
Yeah, I was.
Why didn't you tell us?
You didn't ask.
Anyway, you're in the clear.
So I can go?
Yeah, not so fast. I said you were in the clear. I didn't say you'd finished helping us with our inquiries. As a good citizen, of course.
I've got nothing to say.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. I think we could do with a cup of tea. You get them in, George, fast. You take sugar?
2.
I think you know a few things you're not telling, Josiah. I think there are some things, well, if you got them off your chest, you'd feel better. And you can get back to the hospital, see your lad. Is he all right?
I don't know. It's a bit better.
Come on, sir, it's all a matter of making a start.
Look.
Yeah?
I don't want that tape recorder switched on again.
Don't you bother about that. Anyway, here's your tea. Just leave them, George, thanks.
Oh, all right, sir.
Now then, Mr. Clarke.
Well, our family's been steeplejacks for 5 generations. Josiah Clarke and Sons. I've never been afraid of heights. I climbed my first factory chimney when I was 4-year-old. My grandfather took me up to see my father working. Seemed no more to me than a kid riding a bike. I was really made up getting that cathedral job. Only the big firms get the cathedral jobs usually. I remember when my wife phoned me about it, we just filled a big chimney at the brickworks. Laid it into a 20-foot gap between the brickworks and an electricity substation.
We done it, Billy! Yes! We done it! And not even a window broken!
Hey, this is a binge, Joe. You're a genius!
Yeah?
Phone call for you. It's mine. It's taken to the office.
All right, love. I've just filled that chimney, love. Perfect.
Joe.
What's up?
The cathedral architects just rung up. They want some work doing on the southwest tower and steeple.
Why us? They always use Barris Brothers.
But they say Barris Brothers will be tied up at Gloucester all summer.
What about Liddell and Lewis?
Well, it seems Jack Liddell's hurt his shoulder on the town hall job.
I believed her, Sergeant. I believed those liars, Jack Liddell and the Barris Brothers. I never dreamt they might know something nasty I didn't. I was so made up I wasn't thinking straight. I'm not a religious man, but a cathedral job's prestige. Like you getting made superintendent, Sergeant.
Fat chance of that. So you started the cathedral job?
Well, first I went to see Taff Evans, the foreman stonemason there.
Got the key to the northwest tower, Taff? Huh? It's a southwest tower you want, boy. Nothing wrong with the northwest.
I want to study the southwest from a distance, through the binoculars. Work out the lie of the land. You can often spot trouble better from a distance.
I'll fetch you the key. You what? Oh, there's just one thing. What's that, Taff? Oh, nothing, boy. I'll tell you later.
I wonder what he was getting at. He's not happy about something. Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to enjoy working here. Oh, damn pigeon, Jack. I better wear hobnails for this job. Trainers won't be any use. Better let Billy know. Now, a few bits of rotten stone in the spire. There'll be more around the south side, I reckon, where it gets the wind and the rain. And that weathercock's turning very stiffly. Another few months it'll be seized up solid. And the gilding's going. Still, there's no we can't handle there. Hey, Josiah Clarke and Sons, steeplejacks to Muncaster Cathedral. Who'd have ever thought it? Oh, you're an ugly-looking beggar.
An ugly-looking beggar? You mean there were a man up the southwest tower?
No, it wasn't a man. It was a gargoyle. You know, a rainwater spout in the shape of a human head.
Oh.
Well, not human. Most of them were carved to look like devils. Carved and set up in the Middle Ages to frighten off the real devils. And they seem to look more like devils every year as the wind and rain gets at them.
And what was so worrying about this one?
I don't know. He was an ugly beggar, right enough. And he seemed to be watching me somehow. And I had to keep looking back at him. Well, we started on the Monday morning. Just my mate Billy and me. Billy's the only one I work with. You have to trust your mate up top. He makes one mistake and they're scraping you off the pavement. Death's not in the stone, Sergeant, however rotten it is. It's not in the height, however high. It's inside your mate's head. If he's thinking about someone else, he'll kill you sooner or later. Now, we dragged up the rope and pulley to set up a hoist at parapet level, below the spire.
Oh, God, Joe, I'm not getting any younger.
Who is?
It's miserable, all this. You don't often get damp stone in a tower. And that smell, it's like rotting fish. What the hell would rotting fish be doing in a cathedral?
Perhaps some bloke's left his 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes behind him. The Northwest Tower was nothing like this. It's dry as a bone.
No smell?
Yeah, just dust and mouse droppings and rent-a-kill. The Northwest Tower was a lot lighter, too. The windows seemed bigger.
Yeah, but they're both the same, surely. As like as 2 peas in a pod, people always say.
Come on, let's get on. I could do with a bit of fresh air.
Yeah. Well, that's better. Just like a map, isn't it? That's what I like about this job. Looking down on people, and them smaller than fleas. Hell, look at that gargoyle.
What do you mean, look at that gargoyle? It's no different from the others. Put a bit of carving. Ugly sod though, innit?
I didn't mean the actual gargoyle, I mean the stone that's holding him in place, look. Look, I can break it up with my thumbnail. It comes away like cake. It was good Kuiper stone once.
Some fool must have bedded it in the wrong way up, so the frost got at it.
No, it's bedded the right way up. Look, you can see the way the bed runs. And I tell you something else, it's no age. Been done since the last war.
How'd you make that out?
Well, there's my Uncle Fred's mark, carved in it. That little fishhook, that was his mark. And he didn't finish his apprenticeship till 1947. That stone is scarcely 50 years old, and it's got no strength. What else is rotten round here?
It's not rotten anywhere else. Just a bit round that gargoyle. We'll put a scaffold pole across to block it off, and I'll have a word with Taff Evans about it. It's his responsibility.
Right.
Now, for God's sake, let's get this hoist set up. Tommy Small will be here with the rest of the gear by 10. So, we got the hoist set up. And a damn long time it took us. I've never known her so cack-handed. Billy kept looking over his shoulder at that bloody gargoyle. But I couldn't blame him, really. I kept looking at it myself. So, as you can imagine, I went to see Taff Evans at lunchtime in a bit of a temper. That stone's your responsibility. It's only at parapet level. It's not steeplejack's work, that.
It's just surface damage. We'll get round to it. It's always caused trouble, that stone round the gargoyle. No matter how well you bedded it. The main structure's sound, though.
If you don't watch it, that gargoyle will come loose one night in a gale. Cause no end of damage. You won't like it dropping through the nave roof.
Chow, that devil won't shift. Weighs a ton. Never has shifted all the time I've been here. The architect knows about it.
Architect? What the hell does he know about it? Architects don't work with stone, they work with paper.
I'll get it seen to, I told you.
Anyway, I went off in a bit of a rage and had to let myself cool down before we started hammering wedges into the steeple to hold our ladders and scaffolding. The wedges seemed to go in all right. And yet there was a funny little sound in the middle of the ring of the hammer. A bit like... You'll think I'm mad, but it sounded to me a bit like a little kid crying out in pain. Lost and frightened.
Go on.
Anyway, we kept our nerve that day, and by the finish we had our little nest of scaffolding up round the weathercock, handrails and all, snug as a bug in a rug. Billy took the weathercock down to the pickup so the lads back in the workshop could get on with regilding it. I told him not to bother coming back, I'd clear things up. So I was surprised to hear feet coming back up the ladder.
Oh, it's you, Kevin.
I'm with Mum. She's going to buy me some new trainers at the sports shop. She wants some money.
Doesn't she always?
Normally I'd have been pleased to see him. He's been climbing up things since he was 4, same as I did. No fear of heights and nimble as a monkey. Make a good steeplejack someday. But that day I wasn't pleased to see him. Not up that old steeple.
Why?
That damn gargoyle. Somehow, I didn't want him to see that gargoyle. Anyway, I told him to run back to his mum and tell her I was coming. And I followed him down, quick too. Left things behind I should have been clearing up. But I was still too slow. By the time I got down to parapet level, he was staring at the thing. It had him sort of hypnotised. Like a snake with a rabbit.
Come on, Kevin. I ain't got all day. Kevin, get down to your mum. You're not scared of a few old dark stairs, are you? Kevin, wake up, dreamboat.
Oh. All right, Dad.
I looked at that thing, and it looked back at me, with its hollow, moss-filled eyes. It was in the same world as Kevin now. Or rather, Kevin was in its world. It had noticed him. And I'd have given anything in the world to have it not notice him. But it was done. I looked it square in its hollow eyes, and I said, if you harm him, I'll bring my £7 hammer, and I'll smash you to more bloody pieces than the pebbles on the beach. Well, that night, after we'd had our tea, I took Kevin bird watching. You got a lad, Sergeant?
No children.
Well, up there, Kevin and I get real close to each other, like my dad and me used to. I'm that proud to teach him the same things and to see how fearless he is of heights. He'll make a grand steeplejack. If he gets better. He's a different lad when he gets up there. He's inclined to be a bit stroppy with his mum. But up there we can really talk. Only that night, he only wanted to talk about one thing.
What are gargoyles, Dad?
Just rain spouts. They throw the rainwater from the roof well out from the walls so it doesn't rot the foundations. They didn't have no gutters on the roofs in the old days.
But why do they carve them like that? Like faces?
Just a bit of fun. Reckon them old masons got pretty bored just carving stone blocks and bits of windowsill all day. So when they got the chance, when work was slack maybe, they'd carve a gargoyle for fun. One or two of every mason's gang must have been real artists, like sculptors are today. There's a gargoyle on Opsham Church of a miser grasping his money bags. The vicar at the time was a real stinge who wouldn't give the masons any beer money when they'd done well. So they put his face on the gargoyle. Real ugly and mean.
But all gargoyles aren't stingy vicars, are they, Dad?
No. You get mermaids and fellas with toothache holding their mouths open.
And devils. Why did they carve devils, Dad?
That's just an old superstition. From when people believed in real devils that might attack and destroy the church. So they carved stone devils to frighten them away.
Do you believe in devils, Dad?
No, I do not. No more than I believe in angels or heaven or hell. Heaven to me is lying on a branch up here with you, watching rabbits and fox cubs play. And hell's when you put your mum in a bad temper and she's burnt the dinner. Come on, let's be getting home for supper. I'm getting stiff sitting here.
But I couldn't get my mind off that gargoyle. And that night, I woke up screaming, soaked with sweat.
Joe? Joe, whatever's the matter? Are you ill?
No. It was just a dream. I was dreaming. I'm all right now. I never dream usually. I never remember them anyway.
What was it about?
Nothing really. It was someone at work.
You're not losing your nerve, are you? You know, your head for heights.
What? A Clarke losing his head for heights? Don't talk wet, woman.
What then? This isn't like you, love. Oh, and you're soaked through. I'll get you a change of pyjamas. Now, come on, Joe Clarke. What's bugging you?
It's not the heights scare me. It's the bloody VAT. I dreamt the VAT inspector was coming after me with a claw hammer.
You let me worry about the VAT. I haven't let you down yet, have I?
She got back to sleep eventually, which was more than I did before first light.
And what were you really dreaming about?
I was standing in the dark, looking up at the southwest tower. And Kevin was up there on top, in the dark and screaming. And the door to the tower was locked and I didn't have the key. I remember I was so desperate I tried climbing up the outside, but I knew I'd never get there in time to save him. And when I was less than halfway up, the tower began to crack apart before my eyes. That's when I woke up screaming.
Yeah.
The next morning I felt dog rough. That dream was inside my brain and I couldn't get it out. I knew I mustn't go up top that day. Better to lose a day's work. Anyway, it was raining. I rang up Billy and gave him a whole list of fiddling little jobs. Then I drove down to the cathedral, went up the parapet, and faced the gargoyle.
I'll settle you. You see if I don't. You leave my kid alone, or you could have a nasty accident. The stone's rotting round you. Nobody would blame us if you fell. So watch it.
Made me feel better at first. Then I realised I'd been talking to no more than a bit of old rotten stone. So I went to see Taff Evans, the stonemason's foreman. He hadn't much to do either with the rain.
Look, that gargoyle's stonemason's business. Just go and do your work and let us get on with ours.
That stone's rotten.
What do you know about stone? We even have to cut your stone blocks for you. Steeplejacks. Jacks of all trades and masters of none.
You try hanging from a rope sling 200 feet up.
Any monkey in a circus can do that. Stonemason, chap.
Hello, it's Billy here. Is Joe there?
Yes, he's here. Only I wish he wasn't. He got work to do. It's for you. You and mate.
Hello.
It's me, Joe. Your missus said you'd gone down to the cathedral to see Taff Evans.
Well?
Well, I've been on the phone to my Uncle Jim about when he last replaced the stone round that gargoyle.
Billy, you're supposed to have work to do.
I did all the work you gave me. It didn't take an hour. Well, do you want to know what he said, or don't you?
Go on, then.
He said he last replaced that stone in 1973.
Less than 25 years ago? For God's sake, what did he use? Stuff from his rockery at home?
No, the very best carriage. He said he chose the best especially because the last lot had rotted since it were laid in 1954.
Flipping. What else did he say?
Well, only that there was a very nasty smell while they were working. Even a good wind didn't blow it away. It's a funny thing for him to remember all that time ago.
Right. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you.
That stone was replaced in 1973. And in 1954 before that. What the hell's the matter with that town?
That's our business. Why are you getting your knickers in a twist?
What happens to your old record books? Of work you've done?
We hand them into the Cathedral Museum. So go and bother them for a change. I got work to do.
Excuse me.
How can I help you?
I'm the steeplejack working on the tower. Sorry about being in my working clothes, but I was told you had the old record books from way back of work the stonemasons did on the cathedral.
Oh, yes, of course. They're fascinating. Almost like a ship's log. We've got them going back to 1846. I keep them in my office. Would you like to come through?
Thanks.
Here they are. I'll just clear this stuff off my desk, and I'll leave you to it.
Thanks. And in 1848, replace rotten stone round gargoyle in southwest corner of southwest tower. That's every 20 years, roughly. Back to when the records start.
You found what you were looking for, Mr. Clarke?
Oh, how? The stone round one gargoyle in the southwest tower's been going rotten every 20 years.
Doesn't sound too good. No wonder the Restoration Fund never stops having appeals.
But it's against nature. That coiper stone should last for centuries.
Oh, well, why is it rotting then, do you think?
I don't know. But it's more than that. Every time it's replaced, there's trouble. Work held up by a broken pulley. Scaffolding blew down in high wind. In 1932, a bloke fell and was taken to hospital with a fractured spine.
It must be dangerous work up aloft.
But it's not. If you're careful, it's as safe as houses. There's something funny about that southwest tower.
Now, there is something unusual in its history I should be able to remember. I can't. Ah, here's Mr. Morris, the bishop's chaplain. He'll know, I'm sure. Mr. Morris, can you spare us a moment?
Speak, ma'am, for your servant heareth. How can I be of help? Ah, Mr. Clarke, isn't it? Our worthy steeplejack down from his high endeavours.
Mr. Clarke was asking about the history of the southwest tower. Now, I know there's something odd about it, but I can't remember what.
The southwest tower, oh yes, a very strange business. But it's better that Mr. Clarke sees the difference for himself. Come, let's take a short cut through the cloisters.
Right.
Now, if we just walk across Cathedral Green, you'll see what I'm talking about. There we are. The southwest tower. Look at it closely, Mr. Clarke. Then look at the northwest tower, its twin.
They look the same to me.
Look closely, Mr. Clarke.
Oh, the window arches are more pointed in the northwest tower, I suppose.
Got it in one, Mr. Clarke. Well done. And what does that mean?
Don't refine it.
It means the southwest tower was built nearly 300 years after the northwest one. The Normans built both towers together up to roof level. Then they ran out of money and stopped. That happened all over the country. They finished the northwest tower in 1257 in the early English pointed style. But we had to wait until 1538 for the other one.
What was that?
I don't know all the details, but I will find out for you. Good day to you, Mr. Clarke.
I spent a bit of time hanging round the Cathedral Green, just looking up at that tower. I felt a bit better, because I knew by then it wasn't just me being crazy. There was something odd about that great lump of masonry, but nobody wanted to talk about it.
Not a lot to go on.
Oh, no. Anyway, the next day was finish, with just a bit of drizzle off and on, and we went back to work. I spent the morning in a rope cradle, dangling down the spire, marking out the rotten blocks of stone with yellow chalk. There weren't a lot of rotten ones, and they were just suffering from ordinary wear and tear. Nothing peculiar. Then, in the afternoon, I began cutting them out with hammer and chisel. It was interesting. No two blocks were the same size. No two seemed to be carved by the same man. The steeple was a patchwork of men's hands, 500 years old. I felt very close to them old masons, journeymen, apprentices, the gaffer. I thought, you lot could tell me a thing or two about what went wrong with this tower and that gargoyle, if you were still around.
Yo, I'm out of fags. OK for it down the shop?
Yeah, all right, if you have to. But make it quick.
10 minutes at the outside, I promise.
Something warned me not to let him go, while I was dangling there, helpless. If anything went wrong... Well, on the other hand, the shop was just across the Cathedral Green, and he was unbearable without his fags. Anyway, I finished cutting out that block, and tried to lower myself further down on the pulley. Only it had stuck without warning. Something at the top must have seized up. I hung there, quite helpless, 10 feet below the platform, 250 feet above the ground. Nothing really to worry about, of course, as long as the two ropes held. Unless, of course, up top, some jagged edge of metal was chewing away at one of the ropes. Take it easy, I told myself. Enjoy the view. Billy won't be long. After what seemed a hell of a long time enjoying the view, I looked at my watch. He'd been gone 20 minutes. And there was no sign of him crossing Cathedral Green. The lad give him what for when he came back. I looked up at the gargoyle, and it seemed to be looking down at me. I felt like a mouse in the paws of a cat. I began to think of crazy ways to escape, ways that broke all the sensible steeplejack's rules. Madness. But suppose Billy had been knocked down by a car coming out of the shop. Nobody else knew I was up there. Barbara wouldn't worry about me till it got dark. I was at the point of doing something really stupid when...
Hey, Joe, will you stop?
Billy!
Hang on a minute.
try that. There you go. All right. Let me give you a hand. I'm shaking from head to foot.
Where the hell have you been? You said 10 minutes.
Sorry. You all right?
Yeah.
No, I met that vicar mate of yours in the shop, Morris. He said he had something for you back in his office. He was so persistent that I went back with him for it.
Where is it then?
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's a bit creased from my pocket.
The fall of the southwest tower of Muncaster Cathedral. 1257. What a weird drawing. Thunder and lightning and stones flying everywhere.
Oh, that's cheering. I hope they got this tower right the second time round. Don't feel like being the jam in a tower sandwich.
So they built it at the same time as its twin. But it fell down. It's been hit by 3 bolts of lightning, but it looks more to me as if the foundations have given way.
Yeah.
And they didn't rebuild it for 300 years.
Starting to rain again. Really heavy.
I've had enough. Let's jack it in for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I had that same dream again that night. Kevin screaming up on top of the tower in the dark, and the door locked. But it was Barbara who jerked me awake, shaking me by the shoulder.
Joe, I just looked in on Kevin. He's not in his bed.
He's gone to the loo.
No, I checked everywhere. He's nowhere in the house, and the front door's wide open. Hey, where can he be? He could have been gone hours.
I know where he's gone. Stay here, Barbara.
Joe, where are you going? Come back, Joe!
The funny thing is, he could have been anywhere. But I just knew he was up that tower. It's 7 miles to Muncaster from where we live, and I did the first 5 in about 3 minutes. Thank God the road was empty. I ran to the tower door. I'd locked it when we finished work and given the key back to Taff Evans for safekeeping. But now, the door opened at a touch.
Kevin! Kevin!
I reached the parapet. No sign of him. I stared at the gargoyle in the dim light that came up from the lampposts in Cathedral Green.
If you've hurt him, I'll finish you. I'll batter you into grains of sand real slow.
But it just stared back at me. Then I looked up and saw something fluttering up top, on top of the spire. I went up the steel ladder, still in my slippers. But when I got to the top, there was no sign of Kevin. The white fluttering thing was just an old piece of rag Billy must have tied round the handrail to keep it handy.
Kevin! Kevin!
Then suddenly I thought,
oh my God.
Had he come up all this way? And then fallen? I looked down, terrified of seeing a dead body lying on the nave roof.
You mean where we found the dead lad the day later?
Yeah. But the moon went behind a cloud and I could see nothing at all.
Kevin!
I was near out of my mind by then. But I couldn't help noticing lights going on all around the cathedral close. I saw the car stop. I saw the blue flashing light and I thought, they've come to tell me Kevin were dead. I was not out of my mind, I tell you. I had to get out of there.
Here he is. Hey, you up there? What you doing, sunshine?
What do you want?
It's a bit cold up there, isn't it? Fancy a nice hot cup of tea? If you could work your way down...
Somehow their tone encouraged me. It wasn't the way the police talked to bereaved parents. I came down like a lamb, though I was limping badly by the time I reached the parapet level. Your lads took a very firm grip on my arms.
Now, what have you been up to then?
Well, he's not been drinking. Drugs, you reckon?
It's okay, you can let go of me. I'm the steeplejack working here.
Oh, yes. The night shift, are you? Or just working a lot of overtime?
Look, I'm sorry if I caused any bother.
Bother? You got the whole close roused. The Dean himself rang us.
It's nutcase night, this is. First, that half-naked kid walking round like a zombie, and well, a kid dressed in pyjamas walking across the close an hour ago.
We nearly knocked him down. Stepped out right in front of us.
He seemed to be sleepwalking. We couldn't get a word of sense out of him, so we took him down to the hospital.
Lad about 12? Ferrer?
Yeah, that sounds like him.
I'm his dad. I was looking for him. Come on. We'll run you out to the hospital. And you can give us a few names and addresses as we go.
It's a strange case. We have examined him physically. He has come to no real harm.
Oh, thank God.
Though his feet were badly cut and bleeding. But he seems in some kind of mental state.
What?
I hold up 2 fingers before his eyes and he doesn't see them. He won't answer any questions, and 3 times he's tried to get out of bed and escape from the hospital. Fortunately, the night sister caught him just as he was leaving. Now we have him sedated and are watching him all the time. You say he walked all the way from Jointon in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Can I see him? Can I ring the wife? She'll be frantic.
We're sending a car out for your wife, sir.
We have him here in this side ward. Come through, Mr. Clarke.
Kevin? Kevin, it's Dad. Dad's here. You're all right now?
I don't think he can hear you, Mr. Clarke.
Wait. Listen. He's saying something.
Magister, Advenia.
It's a foreign language. He don't know any foreign languages. What have you done to him?
We have done nothing but give him a sedative. Come away, Mr. Clarke. You will only distress yourself and not help Kevin.
But what's he saying?
I'm not certain, but from my school days I would say he's talking Latin. Magister advenio. Master, I come.
I must say the hospital staff were very good. They let us stay by his bedside the rest of the night and all the next day. They kept taking Kevin away for tests, in case he'd suffered some accident on the road into Muncaster. Hit-and-run driver or something. But they couldn't find anything wrong with him. Except the moment they turned their backs, he'd try to get away from them out of the hospital. It seemed to come on him in fits.
Kevin! Kevin! Oh, grab it for God's sake, Barbara! That window!
Oh, God, I can't hold him! I've bitten it!
You're right! I've got it!
We have to give another sedative.
Magister, Advenia.
I'm afraid we shall have to restrain him. We can't take this. I'm sorry, Mrs. Clarke. It's for the best.
He doesn't know me. He doesn't know his own mother.
He wouldn't eat, couldn't sleep. It just wasn't our Kevin lying there. It didn't even look like him. Just like some mad, tormented...
All right, steady on, Mr. Clarke. Just take your time. And it was that night Kevin changed.
Yeah. It was about midnight. I was trying to read a paper some nurse had fetched me, but I couldn't make any sense of it. Kept reading the same thing over and over. I think I was dozing a bit when I heard his voice.
Dad? Dad, where am I?
Kevin.
What are we doing here?
Kevin, you've come back. Oh, Kevin, love. You're all right. Oh, your dad's got you now. I won't let it get you. Barbara and I took turns watching him the rest of the night and got a bit of kip on the spare bed. But Kevin slept away quite peaceful, as if nothing had happened. He woke up as bright as a button, and I felt it was time for me to get back to work.
This bloody pulley's stiffing up again. Billy, pass me the oil can, will you?
Oh, God, no.
Wake up, Billy. What's the matter with you? Oil can.
Look. Joe, look. Down there, on the nave roof.
What?
All that blood splashed right across the lead.
Oh, my God.
I think it's a kid. All twisted. Dead.
He looks like our Kevin. It can't be. I left him safe in hospital only an hour ago. He couldn't have walked this far.
His pyjamas were just like Kevin's. Blue striped. And his hair. A little breeze kept lifting it. It was the only thing that moved among all that splatter of dried blood. You couldn't make out any face. And the blood was all dry and caked. We went down to him. He was as cold as stone.
No, not your Kevin. Canon Willoughby's son. The same age. They just reported him missing, rang up from their home on Cathedral Green.
And I know why he died.
Why did he die, Mr. Clarke?
Because that devil of a gargoyle let go of our Kevin and took him instead. He died and our Kevin was free.
Oh, so we're back to your gargoyle again.
Don't you believe me, even now?
Oh, I believe you've had bother with your lad. I talked to your wife. I might even believe he was heading for the tower that night when my men found him. But that's as far as I go. I deal in facts, Mr. Clarke. Like, did your son know the boy who died? And more to the point, if you locked the tower door, like you said you had, how come that lad found it open so he could fall to his death from the spire?
Now look, I said I locked that door and I did.
Have you got your own private key to that tower, Mr. Clarke?
No, I have not.
Then if you didn't have your own key and the door was locked, how did you get up there that night?
Well, I don't know.
You see, the morning after you'd made that disturbance, the Dean went personally and checked that door, and it was locked. So how come it was open the following night for that lad to fall to his death?
That door must open and shut of its own accord. Like a mousetrap setting itself. It's that...
No, it has nothing to do with your famous gargoyle. Nothing whatsoever. See, we got a locksmith to look at that lock. It's very old and worn. You can lock it, and then some worn lever in the lock slips and it's open again. I watched the bloke demonstrate it. On our advice, they're getting a new lock fitted. So you see, no haunted gargoyles required. Plain common sense. Facts.
So you don't believe a single thing I've told you?
Oh, I believe a lot of it.
But not about the gargoyle?
I don't think you're quite, normal about that gargoyle, Mr. Clarke.
So what do you think happened?
Well, I'd like to think it was silly lads playing chicken, daring each other on, climb the steeple to prove your guts, in the dead of night when nobody's watching. I mean, that tower's a very tempting place with all that scaffolding there. But maybe that's not the whole story, Mr. Clarke.
How do you mean?
Well, we've seen how that door can unlock itself. But even the locksmith couldn't work out how, having once unlocked itself, it could lock itself again. Like it was when the Dean found it.
So?
Well, perhaps we have someone who takes a delight in throwing little boys off the tops of spires. Now, I've known some men like even nastier things.
Now, look,
Oh, we know it wasn't you, Mr. Clarke. When your lad reached the foot of the tower, you were still in bed with your wife, snoring. And when the other lad went up the tower, you were by your son's bedside, perfect alibis. But they don't explain one thing, Mr. Clarke.
What?
When you knew your precious son was missing, you didn't muck about calling the police or neighbours. You knew where he would be. You drove straight to the tower. How did you know, Mr. Clarke? And don't give me any more guff about haunted gargoyles. Your assistant, Billy.
What?
Well, he'd have plenty of chance to cut a key for himself.
Now, wait a minute.
Well, don't worry, we're checking up on Billy. Meanwhile, that leaves you, who knows more than you're saying. Don't leave the area suddenly without telling us where you're going, Mr. Clarke, will you?
I've never liked a job less in my life.
Gotta be done. Life must go on, I suppose.
I just wish to God they'd get those blood splashes off the nave roof. I can't help looking at them.
You look once too often, you'll be on your way down to join them.
Yeah. A lot of spectators about this morning. Must be a couple of hundred on Cathedral Green.
Ghouls. I'm going down.
Hang on, there's somebody coming up.
Hello! All right to come up?
Oh, God.
No. Only his humble servant, the Reverend
I
Morris.
think he'd have more sense with that big gut of his. He'd break his neck.
Give him a hand. I don't want to scrape him off the nave roof.
Right, what do you think he wants?
Playing Sherlock Holmes, maybe. Visiting the scene of the crime.
There you are, Reverend.
All right. That's it. All the kingdoms of the earth and the glory thereof.
You don't get a bad view. Now, what can we do for you?
Well, I've found out a bit more about this tower.
All right.
I won't tell you here, though. There's things in books I want to show you. Suppose we say 1 o'clock in the museum?
Yeah, fair enough. 1 o'clock in the museum it is.
It looks a good way down to the ground from here.
Oh, I never advocate looking down to the ground, Reverend. Not unless you're used to it.
Oh, one is in the hands of God. Even up here, Josiah.
Look at his hands, Joe. Look how hard he's grasping the handrail. I reckon his nerve's going to go any second.
I'm just going down for a load of fresh tools, Reverend. I'll go ahead of you. And I'll see you place your feet right.
The Lord will lead our feet in the paths of righteousness.
If he gets the shakes, we'll need a helicopter to move him.
That's right, Reverend. Put your left hand there, and your right hand there. Now, swing your foot round, like you were getting on the bus.
Oh.
I'm behind you. I won't let you fall.
Why do people do it if they can't take it?
Only a few more rungs on the ladder. You can do it. Safe as houses. Good. That's good. Now take a deep breath. There you are. Solid ground. Only the tower stairs, and they've got handrails.
I'm perfectly all right. You can let go of me. Perfectly all right.
I'd lay off heights in future.
I'm at home anywhere in the hands of God. I'll see you in the museum at 1 then.
What does he have to pretend for?
Now, here are the record books of the old abbey. The ecclesiastical records of the monks of Muncaster, each covering 50 years. I've marked the places. The word to look for is the verb aedificare, for to build.
Right.
Well, after the tower fell, they had 3 more shots at rebuilding it, in 1314, 1385 and 1414. None of them got much above the nave roof before collapsing. Each, in turn, fell down. The foundations gave way. The old masons called it the serpent in the sand.
Serpent in the sand? Must have been big to fetch a whole tower down.
The real trouble is that the whole cathedral's built on a bed of sand, with a bed of rock salt underneath that. Sand and salt are safe enough till you get underground springs of water moving through them, washing them away. That was the serpent in the sand, an underground spring welling up.
Get away.
When the old masons dug down, after the tower fell, they found the remains of old water channels and caverns with smooth sides. They thought they'd been made by the serpent in the sand. The springs came and went with the years, and nothing could control them.
Salt subsidence. Just good old salt subsidence. Mind you, it doesn't do much for your peace of mind, does it, when you're working up that tower, wondering if the water's eating away at the foundations? The sooner we finish that job, the better I shall like it.
No, don't worry, Josiah. That tower stood for nearly 500 years, and the architects have all sorts of little devices that give warning.
Yeah, I know, I've seen them. Little bits of glass fastened across cracks in the masonry that break when the building shifts on its foundations. But it's a bit late to start running if you're up top when the glass cracks.
I'll remember you in my prayers.
Thanks. But it beats me why that tower is still standing.
I can show you the man who made it stand. Come with me. He's in the south aisle. He's up there, in the stained glass.
I thought the glass was all Victorian.
Oh, there's some medieval glass remaining. Cromwell's men left us a bit. Anyway, there he is. That monk in black and white, cradling the little model of the tower in his arms. John of Salisbury, the last abbot of Muncaster, when it was an abbey.
Do you mean that little hunched up figure? God, I've never seen an uglier face. But I've got news for you, Reverend. That's not John of Salisbury, unless he carves stone for a living. Can't you see what he's got in his hands? Hammer in one, and mason's punch in the other. That's a master mason, or I'm John the Baptist.
Mr. Clarke?
My God, Reverend. It's him.
Who?
It's the same face as that gargoyle up the tower.
Oh, really, don't be ridiculous. That stained glass was probably made in the Low Countries, hundreds of miles away. Brought in a ship and on a cart to the site. How could they possibly know what the masons here had carved up in the tower?
It's him, I tell you. Him what built the tower.
Just a mass-produced run-of-the-mill gargoyle.
Aye, a gargoyle maybe. But a devil with a hammer and chisel in his hand. I'll tell you what to look for in those grand big books of yours, Reverend Morris.
What?
The man who really built that tower. Not John of Salisbury, who came when it was done and said, very nice and thank you very much. No. You want the man who sweated and slaved and plotted to keep it upright. Some foreigner from the looks of it.
I'll do what I can. I feel as if somebody walked across my grave.
Barbara, I'm home.
Surprise, surprise. Go and see who's burning his eyes out watching telly in the lounge.
They've let him come home?
Yeah, they rang up after lunch. They'd no more reason for keeping him in. Fit as a fiddle, they said. I thought it'd make a nice surprise for you.
Kevin, how are you? Well, it's great to see you. Give your dad a big hug.
Lay off, Dad. I'm watching telly.
Oh. Pardon me for breathing.
Sorry, Dad.
Never mind, love.
At least you're glad to see me.
I am. But we've got to talk, Joe.
What about?
I'm worried he might start sleepwalking again.
Yeah.
I want him sleeping in our bed.
Oh, God, Barbara. He's a big lad for that.
And he kicks and snores. We won't get a wink of sleep.
And I want you to sleep in his bed.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Nothing's changed, really, has it?
It won't be forever, love.
I suppose it's for the best. But it's not just at night, is it? He could do a bunk any time.
Joe!
Mm.
Joe! Help me! Help me!
Oh, help me, Joe! I can't hold him! He's biting my arm, Joe! Oh, God, he's all bloody!
Let me have him. Oh, little... Don't you start biting people!
Oh, Joe, careful, he's only little!
I don't know where he gets his strength from! Ow! Give us a hand, Barbara! He's all slippery with sweat! Onto the floor with you, Molloy! Let's see if you can bite people with both hands behind your back!
What's he saying, Joe? I don't understand it!
I've known grown men without this strength! I'm bleeding like a stuck pig! I can't get a grip! Barbara! Get something to tie him with!
Oh, no, Joe, you can't!
Go on!
Magister, Vinny! Magister!
Parcel tape!
It's all I can find! Don't hurt him!
I'll tie his arms and his feet. Then maybe he'll give out.
Oh, Joe, he's all bleeding and you're all bleeding. I'll ring for the doctor.
No! I don't want him going into that hospital again. They'll not watch him well enough.
What then?
I want him right away from Muncaster. As far away as we can get him. Let's go into your Margaret's.
Aberystwyth? At this time of night, they'll be a bed asleep.
Well, we'll have to wake them up. It'll be nearly morning by the time we get there anyway.
But why, Joe?
Don't stand there asking questions. Go and get dressed up warm. And fetch me my jeans and sheepskin jacket. I'll tell you as we go along.
You mean it about that gargoyle?
Every word. But maybe it'll lose its power over him the further we get from Muncaster.
I just can't believe it, any of it.
Well, what about that wrist of yours, then? Has it stopped bleeding yet?
Oh, Joe, I can see his teeth marks.
Get a grip on yourself, woman.
Oh, it'll take hours to get to have a wrist with.
I don't know. The sign from Farnham's just coming up. Any minute now. Then over the River Dee into Wales. We'll be there before your Margaret's up.
What are we going to tell them?
Let's meet that one when we come to it. Ah, the river's full. Lots of rain recently. In Wales, anyway.
You turn left at the far end of the bridge.
There we are. Safe in Wales.
Dad? Dad, where are we going?
In love.
My wrists hurt. And my legs.
I know.
Dad, I can't move.
Oh, it's all right.
Thank God it's over. He's back with us.
It's all right, son. Your mum and dad's here with you. Untie him, Barbara. I don't think he'll give any more trouble.
Where are we? What's going on? I'm all bloody.
No, sweetheart. Now, steady. I've got you. You're safe. Joe, what's happening?
You're safe, love. For good. That's what's happening.
But how'd you know?
Something I read in an old book once. Evil doesn't work across a river.
What kind of book?
I know it sounds silly, but a book on black magic.
Oh, Joe.
Now, don't you worry your head about that now. Kevin will be perfectly normal from now on. Water stops whatever it is. Unless
what?
Unless whatever it is has found another victim when it couldn't have Kevin. It did last time. Come on. We've got to get to a phone.
Muncaster Central Police Station, yes?
Can I speak to the duty inspector?
I'm afraid the inspector's busy at the moment. Can I help?
This is Josiah Clarke, the steeplejack. The one working on the southwest tower.
We've been trying to raise you, sir. We sent a car out to fetch you from your home.
I'm not at home. I'm speaking from Wales.
Wales, sir?
I'm staying with relatives.
Well, I think
Something happened.
You'd better come back to Muncaster straight away, Mr. Clarke.
Why?
We have a few questions we'd like to ask you.
What's happened?
We found another lad dead, sir, at the foot of the southwest tower.
And they are the facts. And you can compare that bite on my arm against our Kevin's teeth, if you like. And if that doesn't satisfy you, Barbara's got 5 more bites to show him.
Must have been quite a trip. Lucky for you, you were in Wales. The body of Richard Moresby, the son of another of the residentiary canons, has been found. Whole town's screaming for your blood, Mr. Clarke. If only for leaving the tower door unlocked.
I locked it.
I believe you. Of course, they haven't got round to having the locksmith in to replace it. Dean's in a terrible taking about that.
As he damn well should be. But do you believe me? About our crossing water? Crossing that bridge at Farndon?
As a very young lad, I did my national service with the military police in Borneo. We saw a lot that couldn't be explained. Some of our lads died very funny deaths. But lads died. You put in a report, you said when they died and where they died. But if you put in how they died, top brass would have had you shipped home and discharged for total lunacy. There's some things the official mind won't swallow, but... yes, I think I do believe you, Mr. Clarke.
So what are you going to do about it?
Oh, I'll have a 24-hour watch kept on that tower.
This thing is very cunning, Sergeant.
Well, you should know. Still have to work up there yourself.
About 4 more days' work, and then we have the grand topping out ceremony. The weather vane and then the weathercock. Freshly gilded by us, but put back in place by a helicopter from RF Valley. We could do it with no fuss, but they've got to have their little bit of showmanship. Next Saturday. The whole town will be on Cathedral Green, craning their necks and flashing their cameras.
Oh, well, I'd clean forgotten about that.
Craning their necks and flashing their cameras.
Oh, well, I'd clean forgotten about that. That worry you?
Everything worries me now. Except Kevin and Barbara. They're not coming home for a long, long time.
Very wise. Look, you're not working today. 3 o'clock. Hardly worth your while starting.
Nah, I'll go home and have a good wash. And try and get some kip.
Well, sweet dreams, Joe.
What time is it? Nearly 9. I think I'll nip down to the pub. Save cooking. Hello?
Josiah, it's Edgar Morris here, from the cathedral. I've got onto something in the records. I looked back to when they started building the tower for the last time. Well, a bit before that, actually. And there he was. The chap you told me to look for. An Italian. Jacopo di Milano, they called him.
Yeah. That face in the stained glass did have a sort of Italian look.
Can I come over now? I've got a lot of interesting information.
Yeah, why not? I'll get in some beer and a pizza. Say, half an hour? And I'll ring up the sergeant. He might as well hear it as well. See you soon. Bye.
Reverend Morris. Sergeant.
Ta, Joe. Right, Reverend Morris. Fire away.
It's only a very rough translation from the Latin, but it goes something like this. At that time, the abbot and the brethren, having long despaired of the foundations of the southwest tower, for there was evidence that the serpent in the sand was at work again, and doing the devil's work for him...
Devil's work never stops. They must pay double time.
There came one who called himself Jacopo of Milan, a master mason. Though none of the brethren, nor the abbot, had ever heard his name, he had 3 letters in his possession from cardinals of the church, recommending him as a worker of miracles in the art of building. And he told the brethren and the abbot that if they gave him his way and did all things according to his instructions, he would build a tower high and safe. And so the abbot, in his despair, employed him and the craftsmen he brought with him, and gave them lodgings in the abbey itself, for no lodgings could be found for them in the town, for they were hated as foreigners.
Well, the human race hasn't changed much in the last 500 years.
There's worse. Much worse. And the abbot employed other masons from Chester and London, as none of the men of Muncaster would work with the foreigners. And there was fighting in the town between the new men and the townsmen because of the sins of pride and jealousy.
They were blacklegs, scab labour. Nothing seems to have
I wish
changed
you'd
at
stop
all.
interrupting.
But the tower rose without hindrance, though there was one strangeness in the building of it. For the new masons left... The Latin says cellae.
What's that?
Cells, small gaps, at every stage of the work. And these were left empty when the masons from London and Chester went to their rest at night, but by the morning they were found sealed up with heavy slabs of stone by the hand of the said Jacopo and his servants. And all the masons of the town asked what had been sealed within the cellae. And when the abbot asked Jacopo, he said writings of power had been sealed up there to hold up the tower against the serpent in the sand. And the men of the town said that these were charms of the devil. But Jacopo told the abbot they were from Holy Writ, found in special places, such as after the downfall of the walls of Jericho.
Oh, come on.
But he would tell no more, though the abbot pressed him hard.
I knew the southwest tower was different. And not just the shape of its arches, the whole place stinks of evil.
When the tower was complete, the abbot paid Jacopo of Milan the monies that were due to him, and the said Jacopo departed and was never seen or heard of again. But the bodies of his 2 servants were found in the town, murdered so foully that none but one monk could recognize them, and he had been the one who had given them their food.
Case for you, Sergeant.
A bit before my time.
No, listen to this. Stories were told in the town that they had been the servants of the devil himself, and that the devil was Jacopo of Milan. And there were affrays in the town against our brethren and our house, and our brother Thomas of Son was slain, and the men of the town foully cut off his head and played football with it through the streets. And he was the brother who had fed the servants of Jacopo of Milan. And then the abbot sent for the high sheriff at Chester, who came and hanged 5 men of the town.
Very nasty. I bet that settled things down.
There's something up there. Really evil.
Well, I've found out 1 or 2 things as well.
Oh, yes?
We've had post-mortem reports on the 2 dead boys. Not a mark on them, apart from injuries sustained falling off the tower. And they walked up to the top themselves. They weren't carried. We found dust from the tower stairs on their feet. No signs of any struggle.
They weren't willing. Eager. Like how Kevin would have done.
And I've been looking up old newspaper reports from the time the tower was repaired before. Now, in the 50s, 2 young lads disappeared from the town. There was a national hue and cry, but no trace of them was ever found. And in the 1930s, one of the masons murdered his own son, aged 11.
Ah, it's been very rough on Kevin last night in the car. They could have arrested me for molesting him, the injuries he had. And it didn't feel like it was Kevin at the time. It felt like fighting a wild beast that could have killed me. And that voice going on and on, Magister, Magister Advenio.
Lord, Master, I come.
Oh, God.
Your lad's still in Aberystwyth.
Yeah, well, we'll stay till it's all over. But what are we going to do? The town's full of other people's kids.
Yeah, well, I'll keep that day and night watch on the tower if I have to do it myself.
What about that lock on the door?
Well, I can't find one to buy that will fit. I have to have one handmade, and that takes time.
I'd like to nail that door up.
You've got to keep on working up there.
Yeah. The sooner it's finished, the better.
Well, things always seem to have settled down before, once the work on the tower's finished.
You're whistling in the dark, Sergeant, just whistling in the dark.
Yeah, I know.
You should try working on that steeple. Every time I hit the stone, there's a ringing sound. I've never heard it before. It's like kids crying out, terrified in the dark. But more than that, the whole tower's thrumming with energy, just waiting to be let loose.
It's a big crowd, Joe. Can't see a blade of grass on Cathedral Green, the pack's so tight. Press is here. 2 telly vans. Does it make you feel like a film star?
No. I feel like the organ grinder's monkey. I wish it was all over and the weathercock's safely back in place.
Yeah. We could have brought it up by the hoist with no fuss in half an hour.
Then you wouldn't have been a film star, Billy. You won't be sitting in your favourite armchair tonight with your kids and missus all gathered round, looking at you like you were a hero because you were on the telly.
Yeah. You know, there's too much wind for my liking. If an updraft catches the chopper just when we're getting hold of the weathercock...
Don't think about it, Billy. You're not paid to think. You're paid to give them a grand show on the box.
Oh, shut up, Joe. Anyway, they're late according to my watch.
Clock's not struck yet. We must be working to cathedral time. Yep. There she goes. Good old RAF. Never more than 2 minutes late. Better than British Rail, eh, Billy?
Yeah.
I only hope they know what they're doing up there. There must be 2,000 or 3,000 packed into Cathedral Green and one narrow exit. Yeah, here they come. Any minute now.
Right, they're the best of British. Shake me safety sling again, Joe, will you?
Yeah. There you are, you're fine.
Right.
Too high, mate, too high! Lower! Lower!
Billy! Oh, God, he nearly had me head off!
Higher, mate, higher!
It's caught! Under the scaffolding! They'll kill the man!
It's damaged! But he can't gain height! He's managed to get down on the roof of the Dean's house.
No.
Look at them slates falling.
God, the whole thing's rocking and swaying! Look, thank God there's help coming!
We need it. There's a lot of people running like hell down Cathedral Street.
Maybe we should go down and help.
I don't feel like moving yet. My legs are too shaky. They'll have plenty of help down there.
It's so far away from it up here. Oh my God, I just feel miles away, like even my arms and legs don't really belong to me. They're shaking like they've got a life of their own, Joe.
It's shot, Billy. Just keep still and rest. We'll move on in a bit, when we feel better.
Just look at that handrail, it's all bent up. That must have been where the rotor blade hit it. God, another 2 feet, it could have taken your head off.
Don't think about it, Billy. Just rest. We're safe now.
I think I'm ready to move now. My legs have stopped shaking now. Here we go. Joe! The whole scaffolding's moving, it's all loose!
The helicopter must have loosened it. Keep still. Dead still. Just try to edge along towards me, Billy. Take it by inches.
I don't think I can! My legs and arms are shaking again!
Oh, come on, Billy. You can do better than that. You're an old hand. You're a steeplejack. Better. Come on, you can do it. We can do it. We're mates, remember?
Oh, God, Joe!
Hang on, Billy.
Joe, you're starting to get the shakes as well. You better go while you can still move.
Don't talk daft. I'm not leaving you here.
Go and fetch help. I can manage till you get back. I can still hang on.
Okay. We'll get the fire brigade up in a jiffy. Hang on, lad. I won't be long.
Joe!
Parapet. Solid ground. I'm down, Billy. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm okay, Joe.
I'll be back.
I nearly broke my neck getting down the spiral stair. I went so quick. But I was only halfway down when I heard the falling scaffold. It hit the parapet with a crash that shook the old tower. I got down quick, hoping against hope. But he was waiting for me on Cathedral Green. Scaffold all round him. Not a mark on him. But dead. I touched his face.
You did all you could, Josiah. Nobody can blame you.
I blame myself. I left him alone to die.
Would you have felt any better if you had stayed and died with him?
I shouldn't have left him.
You had no choice, Joe.
What happened to the rest of them?
Well, that was a bloody miracle the way that pilot managed to land the helicopter on the Dean's roof. Still up there now, swaying in every breeze. TV people are loving it. Otherwise, 7 people in intensive care, including one of the RAF blokes.
A miracle indeed. If that helicopter had crashed or caught fire, there could have been hundreds dead. An appalling accident.
It wasn't an accident. That thing up in the tower would like to kill the whole town, and it damn near did.
Come on, Joe.
What are people saying about it? In the town?
Ghastly accident. Blaming the RAF, the cathedral, the police for not keeping the crowd further back.
And what about the 2 boys who fell from the tower?
Saying the second kid was a copycat of the first. Once they knew there were no evidence of foul play, they'd never believe what we think happened.
So it's up to us.
What do you mean it's up to us?
I'm going to settle that bloody tower tonight. I know where to look. You'll have to arrest me if you want to stop me.
Really, we must be calm.
It's already killed 3 people. It nearly killed my lad, and it's getting hungrier all the time.
All right, I'll come along. At least I can stop my lads arresting you. And I don't want another dead steeplejack on my hands.
I'm coming too.
Right. Then we're agreed.
Hey, I don't agree anything.
I'll go and fetch my Bible.
I'll go and fetch my £7 hammer.
The hammer of the Lord and of Gideon.
Blast it.
What's wrong?
Key won't turn in the lock.
Yeah, let me try it. No, I can't put this one. Yeah, let's have your torch. It's the right key. Number 17 stamped on the handle.
The lock's packed up for good.
Maybe this tower's just a little bit scared of us. Well, it's too late for that now. Stand well back.
Oh, bloody hell. How am I going to explain that to the superintendent in the morning?
Or me to the Dean.
Right. Up we go.
The walls seem clammier than I remember them. Dripping with moisture.
Oh, the air's very stale. What's that smell?
I've been thinking about what your Latin writing said, Reverend Morris. That word celli, little rooms, little spaces.
Oh, yes?
Well, every so often in this tower, you get a small landing with a lancet window to give light. And under every window, there's a wide shelf, sort of the top of a stone box about 4 foot across and 1 foot deep. The northwest tower didn't have those stone boxes on its stair. That's why it seemed lighter and less cramped. I wonder.
If these stone boxes are the cellar?
How can we find out? Will the architect know?
There's no time to ask him. Here's one of them boxes now.
I'll consult my friend the £7 hammer instead. Stand back. Just enough to crack the mortar and not give the Dean a heart attack. Now, if I shove in the other end of the hammer handle and use it like a lever. Ah, it's moving. Here she comes. God, that's stinking. Second end of the slab and lift. Shine your torch, Sergeant.
What is it? It's like nothing I've ever seen. A huge spider's web. But it's wet, glistening. Oh, my God. It's a skeleton. The skeleton of a child. All tied into the stonework with the glistening strands.
And I bet he was alive when they fastened him in there. Drugged if he was lucky.
The miracles of Jacopo of Milan. Recommended by 3 cardinals of the Church of Rome.
Yeah, the abbot got what he wanted. His tower. At a price.
But the abbot could never have known.
He never bothered to find out. He got his tower, that was enough for him.
Through the deaths of children, I can't believe...
Oh, come on. Where do you think the money came from? How else could they afford to build in a country where half the people nigh starve to death every winter? The money came from the workers, and the workers' children starved. Every stone laid must have been a death, nearly. To the glory of God. Jacopo just had a new recipe for using children, that's all.
This child can't have been more than 6 or 7. What are these glistening strands?
Don't touch it!
What
Don't touch his hand! For God's sake, don't touch his hand!
What's happened to it? I mean, the skin's gone! It's white! Boom! Blood!
He's taken the goodness out of his hand, like he took the goodness out of this child's living body all those hundreds of years ago. And he's taking it still for all we know.
Don't talk such rubbish, you just gashed his hand on the sharp.
Yes! Half the flesh of his palm's gone, you can see the bones.
We're not standing here arguing, he's hurt bad, we've got to get him to hospital.
You check him. Right. I've got a job to do. Get moving, I'll lose that hand otherwise.
That's it, come on, good man. Come on the step. That's it. Come on. Come on.
All right, Jacopo, mate, I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm coming as quick as I can, you bastard. Damn parapet doors jammed. Oh, well.
Is it just the wind? I can't remember the tower shaking like that before. Now, Jacopo, mate. You knew your trade and I know mine. And I know where you are. Because the stone is rotten where you are. If we hit the stone there... People caught you as you were finishing your nasty little job and got their own masons to stuff you in here, your last little cell, still alive. I suppose they thought it was poetic justice. Poor sods. Fools they were. But you're not going to get away with it anymore.
Call for an ambulance. Here, Reverend. Sit in the car till they come. They won't be long.
The blood's dripping everywhere. Sorry.
Oh.
Any sign of Joe, Sergeant?
It's hard to see. Floodlights don't reach far up the tower. I thought I saw a flicker of something. Yes. There's someone moving up there. Joe's hammering the hell out of something. God, I don't believe it. There's a big crack in the tower. I swear. At the base. No. Oh, it must be a trick of the light. How many kids have you killed here?
So you could feed off their blood on the stones. Like you fed off Morris's hand. Oh no, I'm not going to touch you, mate. I'm going to leave you where you are. Till the sun comes up. You won't like the sun, will you, Jacopo? It'll
dry you up by inches till you turn to dust and blow away. You'll be a long, long time drying out, and nobody will even hear you scream. Starting to despair, are you? I'm glad. I think the whole tower's gonna fall. Sharing 1,000 ton of rubble with that thing. Oh no. I'll jump first. A clean death in the fresh air. The hoist! The rope on the hoist! That rusty pulley should slow my fall. Oh well, in for a penny, in for a pound.
The whole tower's going. Look at the steeple swaying. There are stones falling off that buttress.
For heaven's sake, get out of it, Joe!
He's climbing up on the parapet. He's going to jump.
No, he's coming down by the hoist.
It's slowing him down. He's stuck.
Let go, Joe!
He's down.
Come on, Joe, run!
The tower's leaning. Falling.
My God, it's coming after him. It's going to fall right on top of him. He'll never make it.
Right. Run, Joe! Run!
I can still see him. Moving along the dust. What's that? Bouncing.
It's the gargoyle. Coming straight at him. Out of the dust. Dodge, Joe. Dodge.
Hello. How are you getting on?
Okay. 2 cracks in my pelvis, but they say I'll be back up top in a couple of months. Good as ever.
Well, rather you than me.
Josiah Clarke and Sons, steeplejacks for 5 generations. Only, no more cathedrals. I'll leave that to my betters. But if you've got a chimney you want, fella...
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know.
How's Reverend Morris?
Oh, I think they'll just about be able to save his hand, with a lot of skin grafts, but he'll never play cricket again.
I doubt he was any good, with that great gut on him.
Oh, he wasn't a bad batsman.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the big news is he's given up the church. Lost his faith. It's finding that child's skeleton, I suppose. Couldn't believe a loving God could allow such things to happen.
All kinds of nasty things happen to good people all the time.
He was going to retrain as a social worker instead.
I think that's a pity.
How come?
Well, he might have lost his faith in God that night, but...
What?
Well, when I was running from the tower, and that gargoyle was bounding across Cathedral Green at me, like a bouncer from a West Indian fast bowler...
Yeah?
Well, something, a voice, quite clearly, told me to duck.
Eh?
It missed me by a whisker. I felt the draft of it going past, and it did a lot of harm to Harrison's greeting cards and gift packaging. I've been wondering since, off and on, who that voice was.
Well, whatever next? Going to become a vicar, eh?
Chimneys will do me.
Look, Joe, what exactly happened up there that night?
I showed our friend the light of day. I don't think he fancied baking to death when the sun came up. So he sort of gave up.
You're not trying to tell me he was alive after 500 years? Maybe you're in the wrong kind of hospital, Joe.
You didn't see him. Half a skeleton, half a kind of oozing vegetable, with a root going down into the stone. He was alive, all right. That's why he needed more young boys, splattering their blood on the stones.
No, Joe, no. You were half crazy that night. It was dark. You couldn't see properly. You thought you saw something.
It was there. I saw it, I tell you.
Steady, Joe. It doesn't matter now anyway. Whatever was there is gone.
Gone? Where?
They're using the rubble as hardcore for a hypermarket car park out Sanderson Way. They'll be well buried under a foot of tarmac.
Did they find anything?
Demolition contractors haven't reported anything unusual. Everything crushed into very small particles, I expect.
Yeah. What did the architect say?
I reckons the foundations just gave way. Underground springs.
So the serpent in the sun came back?
Salt subsidence. That's what I'm putting in my report. Salt subsidence. You liar. Yeah, well, between you and me, half the stuff that goes on in this world gets into reports and half doesn't. And it's the important part that doesn't. I'll never look a cathedral straight in the eye again.
So you do believe what I said? That Jacopo was the killer?
Get away. No. It was the butler in the pantry with a lump of lead piping all the time.
I wish I could make a joke of it like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a matter of staying sane, isn't it?
In The Stones of Muncaster Cathedral by Robert Westall, Peter Meakin played Joe Clarke, Terry Molloy Sergeant Allardyce, and John Webb the Reverend Morris. Billy was David Holt, Barbara Sonny Ormonde, and Kevin Tim Black. Richard Mitchley was Taff Evans, Gillian Goodman the curator, Zita Sattar Dr. Kumar, and Anthony Pedle the inspector. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The Stones of Muncaster Cathedral was directed at Pebble Mill by Rosemary Watts.